Don't touch me. Don't you dare try to touch me!
Get a legs!
Oh, stop it!
You two
stop it!
get
No,
on
let go of me!
Right.
No, you! Let go! Let go of me! Put me down! No!
Here they come!
Look at her, she's coming.
Nothing to be scared of.
Naked as a chamber.
Evil as a demon!
Witch!
Monster!
Murderess!
That's where she's going. You, open that door.
I do not know what manner of thing she is. None of us do. She killed her mother in the birthing, but that's never enough to account for it. They call me wise, but I am far from wise. For all that I foresaw fragments of it, frozen moments caught in pools of water or in the cold glass of my mirror. If I were wise, I would not have tried to change what I saw. If I were wise, I would have killed myself before ever I encountered her, before ever I caught him. Wise, and a witch, or so they said. And I'd seen his face in my dreams and in reflections for all my life. 18 years of dreaming of him, before he reined his horse by the bridge that day and asked my name.
And do you know who I am?
Yes, Your Majesty.
So, you recognize me, huh? Do you live far from here?
No, not far, Your Majesty. Just past those trees.
Have you food there?
Yes, just plain food.
Plain food is good food, girl. Any wine?
A little. He helped me onto his high horse, and we rode together to my little cottage, my face buried in the gold of his hair. He asked for the best of what I had, a king's right it was, and he did not leave my cottage that night. His beard was red bronze in the morning light, and I knew him not as a king, for I knew nothing of kings then, but as my love. He took all he wanted from me, the right of kings, but he returned to me on the following day, and on the night after that, his beard so red, his hair so gold, his eyes the blue of a summer sky, his skin tanned the gentle brown of ripe wheat.
These days have passed like hours, my sweet.
Yes.
I'm afraid it's time for me to return to the palace.
Oh,
Darling, will you come with me?
as your slut?
As my queen.
I'm scared.
Of the castle? You have nothing to worry about there. They'll all love you. Or they'll have me to answer to.
No. It's odd. I thought I saw a face in that tower window.
Yeah, that would be my daughter.
The face was so white. I thought she was a ghost.
You'd not be the first.
That painting at the top of the stairs. It's beautiful. She was your first wife?
The first queen. My daughter's mother. Yes.
She was very lovely.
Your rooms will be in here. Mine are at the far end of the hall.
And where does that staircase go?
Those are the little princess's quarters.
Oh, look! Oh, there she is, peeping round the corner. Hello? Hello, little one. I'm your new mother. Are you going to come out and say hello? Oh, I think I scared her.
Nothing scares her. It'll just take her a while to get to know you.
His daughter was only a child, no more than 5 years of age when I came to the palace. Another portrait of her dead mother hung in the princess's tower room. A tall woman, hair the color of dark wood, eyes nut brown. She was of a different blood to her pale daughter. The girl would not eat with us. I do not know where in the palace she ate. So I had my own chambers. My husband, the king, he had his own rooms also. When he wanted me, he would send for me, and I would go to him and pleasure him and take my pleasure with him. One night, several months after I was brought to the palace, she came to my rooms. She was 6. I was embroidering by lamplight, squinting my eyes against the lamp's smoke and fitful illumination. When I looked up, she was there. "Princess?" She said nothing. Her eyes were black as coal, black as her hair. Her lips were redder than blood. She looked up at me and smiled. Her teeth seemed sharp, even then, in the lamplight. "What are you doing away from your room?"
I'm hungry.
"Oh, I have just the thing. When they gathered the apples for the midwinter feast, I had them bring me some extra ones, and I hung them in here. Here you are. It's an apple." It was winter, when fresh food is a dream of warmth and sunlight. But I had strings of whole apples, cored and dried, hanging from the beams of my chamber, and I pulled an apple down for her. "Everything has a season, Princess. Did you know that? Autumn is the time of drying, of preserving. It's the time when we pick apples, and we render the goose fat, and we store food away. Now, winter is the time of hunger, of snow, and of death, and that's when we have the midwinter feast. Have you ever been to the midwinter feast? Huh? No? Well, first of all, we take a whole pig and we stuff it with that autumn's apples. Then we slather its skin with goose fat so it'll be nice and crispy when it's cooked. Then we roast it in a huge old brick oven, and everyone in the town comes to feast upon the crackling. And if you're good, I'll take you to the next festival. Would you like that?"
Will Father be there?
Yes. Yes, I'm sure he will. You are so hungry. Look at you devour that apple. What sharp little teeth you must have. Well, is it good?
Nice apple.
Up till that moment, I had been, I suppose, almost scared of the little princess. But looking down at her then, I warmed to her, and with my fingers, gently, I stroked her cheek. She looked at me and smiled. She smiled but rarely. Then she sank her teeth into the base of my thumb, the mound of Venus, and she drew blood. Then she looked at me, and I fell silent. Her mouth fastened to my hand, where the blood ran, and she licked and sucked and drank.
Thank you. Nice.
Beneath my gaze, the cut that she had made began to close, to scab, and to heal. The next day it was an old scar. I might have cut my hand with a pocket knife in my childhood. I had been frozen by her, owned and dominated. That scared me, more than the blood on which she had fed. After that night, I locked my chamber door at dusk, barring it with an oaken pole, and I had the smith forge iron bars which he placed across my windows.
So, what are you saying, Archbishop?
I am saying, Your Majesty, that if Edmund and Morcor continue in this heresy, I shall have no recourse but to send an envoy to Rome and request their excommunication.
Yes, you were... Edwin... Yes, I'm afraid my mind wandered.
Edwin and Morcor, Your Majesty, the Northern Secession. I was pointing out to Your Majesty that...
You, boy, over here, come here.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Wine. Most grateful. Yes. Oh. Most frightfully